hollow feeling and the vague existential dread inside you is not a sign of mental illness. Most people live their entire lives without ever feeling it. They eat, sleep, work, amuse themselves, and die without once asking, "What's the point of it all?" But you are different. You feel that emptiness, not because you are weak or broken, but because your mind is so sharp, it refuses to rest. In the groundbreaking philosophical essay, The Last Messiah, the Norwegian philosopher Peter Wessel Zapffe, a biological pessimist, gave a name to exactly what is happening inside you. Humanity is an over-evolved species. We developed a brain with far too much consciousness, far beyond the needs of simple survival, and that very brain has turned back to devour its own host, forcing you to crave cosmic meaning, while nature remains silent and absolutely meaningless, to keep you from losing your mind to this lethal paradox. The brain has silently built 4 defensive walls within your mind, 4 cognitive traps, 4 mechanisms of self-hypnosis that you are using right now, at this very moment, to blind yourself to the vast meaninglessness lying just beneath everything you believe in. And the most terrifying part? You have no idea you are imprisoned? The first trap is isolation. This is when you automatically bury your darkest thoughts deep down inside, locking them away and pretending they never existed. Every time a terrifying question begins to creep into your mind, you immediately shut it down. Stop overthinking. Just live a normal life. This helps you get through the day. But it is like walking with your eyes closed through a dense, foggy forest, telling yourself the path is safe just because you cannot see the abyss right in front of you. Have you ever felt uneasy when the things you believed in most suddenly start to falter? That is when you fall into the second trap, anchoring. To create a false sense of security amidst the void, the brain forces you to cling blindly to external anchors. Wealth, social status, family, religion, or even some dogma. You define your worth through these anchors, believing they will protect you from the waves of life's meaninglessness. But Zapffe points out, all of those anchors are mere illusions. When the real storm hits and sweeps away everything around you, you will realize your anchor was only snagged on a coral reef that has long since decayed. Have you ever wondered why the crowd out there can live so effortlessly, while you are constantly tormented by questions no one else wants to touch? The truth is, it's not because you are weak or pessimistic. It's because they are using those defensive walls with absolute perfection, building fortified castles of illusion so they never have to face the darkness. Your solitude is proof that you have refused to deceive yourself. But there is a trap more dangerous than any other, one you are using right now: distraction. Distraction is the most common defense mechanism of the modern world. It operates on a simple principle: keep the mind constantly busy on the surface. So, it never has a single moment of stillness. You scroll social media mindlessly for hours. You take on countless nameless tasks, and you force yourself into trivial, pointless pleasures. You sit in the middle of a gathering of friends. Everyone around you is clinking glasses and laughing, yet you feel completely detached, as if observing the world through a sheet of soundproof glass. You ask yourself, why can't I just be happy like them? And then, that cruel emptiness still ambushes and invades your soul the moment your head hits the pillow after a long, exhausting day. The reason is simple: because you have seen through the facade of busyness. The fog has cleared, and you see the absolutely still lake beneath. Everyday busyness is just like building sandcastles against an incoming tide. You cannot escape the void by keeping yourself busy forever. Many will call you an overthinker or tell you that you are being negative. Do not let them fool you. They fear your lucidity because it exposes their own escape. When you refuse to self-hypnotize with busyness, You dare to look straight into the abyss that the crowd out there dares not even glance at. The brutal truth is this: all three traps, isolation, anchoring, and distraction, are nothing more than passive escape mechanisms. They force you to live in a constant state of defense, draining your vital energy just to maintain the brain's walls of illusion. Zapffe wrote, "Most people live by constantly self-hypnotizing." So, is there any path to calmly face the silence of the universe without having to lie to yourself? Is there a way to turn existential pain into an ultimate source of strength? The only way for you to remain unconquered and fully autonomous is the fourth trap, and Zapffe's only active mechanism, sublimation. Sublimation is not about running away from existential pain. It is the bravest act a sensitive soul can perform, staring directly into the meaningless void, accepting it, and turning it into the very fuel of life. Look back at the three traps you have just uncovered. Isolation forces you to bury dark questions deep inside. Sublimation does the opposite. It drags them into the light, writes them down, and turns them into art. Sleepless nights spent overthinking become the journal entries, the poems, the music that only souls who have hit rock bottom could ever write. Anchoring forces you to cling to external things to feel safe. Sublimation does the opposite. You define your own worth from within. You do not need wealth, fame, or anyone's approval to know that you are living a full life. Your worth lies in the very act of daily creation and self-discipline. Tenacious, like the roots of an ancient oak tree, digging deep into the earth. Distraction forces you to keep your mind busy to avoid the silence. Sublimation does the opposite. You actively step into that very silence, sitting down in the middle of the meaningless void and using the silence as a reflecting pool to see yourself clearer than ever before. Zapffe asserts that this is the only way for humans to exist as independent and autonomous entities. We cannot change the meaningless silence of the universe, but we have the freedom to choose how we respond to that silence. If you have stayed with me until these final moments, your soul is surely a rare sanctuary, one that is sick and tired of the fake anchors and shallow distractions of the world. You are not alone. We are standing right here in that void with you. So, calmly embrace that meaningless void. Forgive the existential fear inside you, just as a river forgives the rocks that once blocked its path. By silently flowing around them, wearing them down over time, and use that very silence to sublimate, to build a life worth living. On your own terms, if you found resonance and peace in this quiet space, subscribe to join us on this journey of awakening an independent mind. Thank you for daring to be different and daring to be free in the midst of the void. Until next time, on the other side of chaos, where only truth and ultimate peace remain.